You know, I've gone from sort of taking it all in from a humorous perspective, thinking, boy, if we can't beat Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, heaven help us. And I say that kind of like with some humor or some levity, but then I started thinking about how dangerous they are, how dangerous a lot of these people are around us. I mean, for Kamala Harris to lean into progressivism this way and select the most radical possible choice. I watched Josh Shapiro and my fears were realized when I thought, gosh, I hope she doesn't pick him because he's pretty impressive. Very charismatic and powerful speaker. And he was said to be right there in the driver's seat until Kamala realized and the overlords of the Democrat Party realized we can't tick off the far left loonies of our party who hate Jews. We can't have a Jew named Shapiro on the ticket. That's going to contradict everything we stand for, which is against Israel. We don't stand with Israel, say the Democrats. We stand against Israel. And so, I mean, they go with this guy, Tim Walz, and they think, well, maybe it's a good thing that people don't know much about him. So guess what? It'll be up to all of us with platforms. It'll be up to all of us with audiences to make sure Americans know what they'd be getting. And I'm not saying this to be melodramatic. I'm deeply worried about my country. I can't believe that we would even be having a conversation about a Kamala Harris, Tim Walz ticket being viable. And I've got friends who say they want to lose. They're just expecting to lose. I don't accept that. I think that's absolutely wrong. They don't want to lose. If they think they'll lose with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, they'll replace them at the convention. Just like they replaced Joe Biden. They decided they couldn't win with Biden, so they replaced him. She's in there without a single vote. That's the party that wants to save democracy, wink, wink. She doesn't have a single American vote for her to be the presidential nominee. It was a coup. They toppled him. They pulled the rug out from under him. They threw him down the steps. And he's done. They'll do the same thing to her if they don't think they can win with this ticket. And look at what's happening around the country. Cori Bush, who's one of the worst of the squad, she got clobbered last night. She lost her primary in Missouri. A county prosecutor named Wesley Bell won. He's a progressive, but he's not nuts like she is, evidently. And Missouri voters said, goodbye, Cori. She's out. Remember, she's the one that racked up the hundreds of thousands of dollars in security fees, and she wants to defund the police. Missouri voters said, adios. Jamal Bowman, the kook that pulled the fire alarm to try to delay a vote, gone. He's out. Ilhan Omar's on the ballot next week in a primary. Maybe she'll lose because Americans are rejecting progressive extremism. Well, Kamala Harris said, you want progressive extremism? Hold my beer. I'm picking Tim Walz. You want to hear what Minnesota nice sounds like? There was a really nasty internet meme taken from JD Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy. And the meme, I don't even understand the whole story behind it, but it boils down to this. Somebody on Twitter or social media made up a smear against JD Vance that somehow he likes to have sex with a couch. Now, this is how nasty these people can be. Like my friend Joe Piscopo in New York always says, people on the left, they're just mean. They're nasty and vicious and ugly, angry people. So that was this internet smear, totally made up out of whole cloth, right? That JD Vance has sex with a couch. And it has something to do with supposedly a story in his wildly successful book, hillbilly elegy. Now, it didn't exist. It was made up. It was like the Babylon Bee. It was totally fabricated. Here's Tim Waltz yesterday exhibiting his version of Minnesota nice.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
You can hear him at the end. See what I did there? He said, in case you missed the joke, that I'm joking that JD Vance likes to have sex with the couch. See what I did there? Yeah, that's Minnesota nice. He's a real nice guy. And I will say one thing. I will agree with him. Oh, I can't wait to see you two get into on a debate stage. I can't wait to see that freak debating JD Vance, the former Marine. I can't wait to hear him take off against JD Vance's military service. Have you heard about Tim Waltz and his stance in the National Guard and what he did when it turned out that the rubber might meet the road and he might have to actually serve in Iraq? The man tucked tail and ran, and he quit. And he's bragging about debating JD Vance with some filthy, nasty, ugly joke about JD Vance having sex with the couch? Yeah, real Minnesota nice. Like Jesse Waters said, he's not Minnesota nice, he's Minnesota nuts. These people are nuts, but they're dangerous. And let's understand the danger that we face. I mean, hey, look at the polls right now. Kamala Harris they got a lot of momentum in the month of August. August is looking pretty good. July was looking great for Trump. August is looking pretty good for them. We could elect these people? That guy? The guy who defended tearing down statues of Christopher Columbus, the guy that gives driver's license to illegals so that they'll vote for Democrats? The guy who wants to do all this radical, crazy stuff? Tampons in the boys' bathrooms? Yeah, don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Know what the stakes are. Know what we're up against.